This is the Giants POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the San Francisco Giants, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yo, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Locked On Giants POSTCAST. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. You may know me as the former producer for the Murph and Mac Morning Show on KMBR. And today, the San Francisco Giants finally had some notable offensive production as they scored 6 runs in their victory over the Colorado Rockies at Oracle Park today. Matt Chapman smashed a grand slam over the center field wall in that 6th inning to give the Giants the lead back after Luis Matos also swatted a solo home run earlier in the game. Some nice offensive production from the Giants at Oracle Park. And Jordan Hicks was pretty solid as well as he tossed 5 innings, give up 3 runs, but also struck out 7. I thought he was pretty good today. We'll break it all down, but first I want to thank all of you for watching us on the Locked On Giants YouTube channel. Please, if you aren't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. Thanks also for listening on the Locked On Giants podcast feed, and make sure to check out the Locked On Giants Daily Show for more in-depth coverage. My guy, Ben Kaspick, always does a great job. And today, as I said, Matt Chapman, the big swing in the 6th inning. The Giants had had fallen behind the Rockies after the Rockies had 5 singles in the 6th inning to generate 3 runs, gave them a 3-1 lead. And in that 6th inning, that was our turning point for today.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
And in that 6th inning, the Giants loaded the bases via walks. And we always talk about free 90s on this show. You got to capitalize on them, and you can't give them up because they always come back to hurt you when you're giving them up. And when you get them, you got to make sure that you inflict some damage on your opponent. Punish them for giving up those free 90s. And the Giants did just that today. Matos walked, Yaz walked, and Adames walked to load the bases. Then a Jung-Hoo Lee single scored Luis Matos, gave the Giants 1 more run, so it was still a 3-2 deficit at the time. But the bases were still loaded, and Matt Chapman up at the dish had a home run last night that he just absolutely mashed to left field. And today he drives one out to center field over the fence. He just barely got it over there at Oracle Park. Honestly, if this was a night game, I don't think that one's going out. I think that the relatively, for San Francisco, it's kind of a relatively-ish warm day here. But Chapman just got barely enough of that one to launch it over that center field wall. Had to hit it 106 miles an hour off the bat, 402 feet, and it was a sinker right down the middle. And Chapman was absolutely all over it. Gave them a 6-3 lead, and the bullpen was absolutely marvelous today. Shut the Rockies down, and the Giants, the bullpen only gave up, 3 hits today? 2 hits today, and 1 walk. So 3 total base runners from the bullpen. Randy Rodriguez gave up a couple hits in this one that did score some runs, but they were, runners that Hicks had put on base. So those runs are charged to Jordan Hicks, not to Randy Rodriguez. And the bullpen continues to really, really, really shine. Ryan Walker ended up getting the save, closing this one out in the 9th inning. And the Giants get their 2nd win of this series, which is very good because, again, the Rockies are absolutely horrid. This team is 6-27. The Giants should absolutely be beaten up on this team. And I really think that they should expect a win tomorrow. If you end up splitting this series against the Rockies, it's kind of the equivalent to losing a series against someone else, in my opinion. These are games that you just have to win. I know it's May. It's very early on. There's no must wins in baseball right now this early on. But these are games that you can't just you can't play the Rockies all the damn time. You have to stack up wins against these bad teams when you have the opportunity. And the Giants need to continue to win against the Colorado Rockies in this series. They need to win the last one tomorrow out at the Yard as they continue to celebrate the Star Wars themed weekend. Today they gave out the bucket hats, the Star Wars bucket hats, and tomorrow I believe is the BB-8 jersey that they're giving out. So solid giveaway weekend for the Giants out at the Yard. But let's turn it into some solid wins as well. And Matt Chapman wasn't the only one who went deep today for the Giants. You also had Luis Matos. I almost said Elliot Ramos. You also had Luis Matos go yard in the bottom of the 3rd to get this one started. He gave the Giants a 1-0 lead with a solo home run to left on a slider that did not slide. 102 miles an hour exit velo, not 392 feet. His second bomb of the season, and it would have been a home run in all 30 MLB parks. So Matos, a guy who's not getting a ton of consistent playing time or any consistent playing time. His playing time is very sporadic. His numbers on the season don't look very good, but hopefully this is what gets him going. I think that this is, you see what Luis Matos can give you. And I know there's an argument for him to play every day out in that outfield, but it's hard to find him a spot when you have Elliot Ramos and Jung-Hoo Lee and Mike Yastrzemski. I think it's hard to crack those three. Mike Yastrzemski got on base again today, drew a walk, scored a run, and the rest of the Giants. I know that you might be looking at the hits saying 5 hits. That's not very great offensive production. You'd like more swings in hard contact than just those 5 base hits that the Giants got in this one. But when you factor in the Giants drew 6 walks, that's very solid because the Giants have not been able to get runners on base via walks. And for a while now, it feels like this season, they're just striking out all the time, not walking very much. So today, 6 walks and 7 strikeouts. I like that ratio a lot. Would like a few less strikeouts, but hey, we'll take it. It's almost a 1-to-1 ratio, and you'll win a lot of games that way if you walk just as much as you strike out. So walks count for base runners as well. However you get on, that's the name of the game. Get on, move them over, move them in. And the Giants did a great job of getting on, moving over, and moving in today. They scored 6 runs, which, by the way, is the first time that they've scored more than 6 runs since April 24th. It was the first time they scored more than 4 runs since April 24th. It's the first time they scored 6 since that same date. That's the Rangers series started on April 25th. So just to give you a little bit of an idea of how long that had been, during that stretch where the Giants couldn't score more than 4 runs, they were batting just .219 as a team. So the Giants' collective batting average far below the league average, about 30 points below the league average. That's not very good. But so they got to figure out something offensively. Like, this team is still sitting at 21-13. They're 8 games over 500. That is very, very good for this point in the season. But there is a little bit of concern amongst Giants fans because they have been about 500 in the last, 20-ish games. And if the Giants continue to play the way that they've been playing with the lackluster offense and starting pitchers kind of being up and down, it could start to spell a little bit of a losing streak for the Giants. And so a day like today, hopefully Matt Chapman is turning a corner, because that's my big takeaway from today. And I think that's what you'll be talking about.
This is what you'll be talking about.
So Matt Chapman now back-to-back games with, grown man home runs. Both of them over 400 feet. Both of them, he absolutely smoked the ball. And I want to see Matt Chapman continue to turn this corner. His OPS up to 773, so that's a pretty good sign. He did have, obviously, 4 RBIs today on 1 swing of the bat. And I want to see Matt Chapman continue to start producing, continue to produce. I need him to... I think this can be the start of his production. We need him to continue that nice start that he's had over these last couple days and translate that into some consistency at the dish, because we saw last year that Matt Chapman can go through some pretty dry spells offensively, but he can also get red hot. So if he can get hot when the rest of this team is kind of middling around, I think that's going to be very useful. Another guy to keep an eye on. We've been talking about him all season long, Willy Adames. He's been up and down. He had a 7 or 8 game hit streak for a while, and that was snapped. Last night he went 0 for, but today I really liked what I saw from Willy Adames. He was on base 3 times. He had a hit. He went 1 for 2, and he also drew 2 walks. So that's a very solid day. The batting average up to 215. The OPS is over 600. So Willy Adames slowly creeping up to league averages with those numbers. But I really do think that if you have Willy Adames start to get rolling and Matt Chapman start to get rolling, obviously with Jung-Hoo Lee hitting between those two, that's going to be a big lift for this Giants offense. They really need to start seeing some production from the meat of this order, the meat and potatoes, the Willy Adames, the Jung-Hoo Lee, the Matt Chapman, and the Elliot Ramos. I'll throw him in there too, in that part of the lineup. Ramos, not a very good day today, 0 for 4 with 2 Ks. If you can have even 3 of those guys going at the same time, this Giants offense can become potent again. We saw the Giants putting up a lot of runs earlier on this season, and I would like to get back to that. I think the Giants would like to get back to that. But today, the bullpen holding it down. Hicks, I thought, was very, very, very good. We'll break down Hicks's day next here on the Locked On Giants postcast. Today's show is brought to you by Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K. Did you know your Fire TV is also an Xbox? Turn any TV into your gaming and entertainment hub with Fire TV Stick 4K devices. No console required. Just grab your paired controller, subscribe or sign into Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with EA Play included, and you're ready to go. Dive into hundreds of premium titles, including EA Sports College Football 25, my personal favorite, Call of Duty, and so many more as easily as you stream your favorite TV shows. And when you're not home, you can still take your TV stick on the go, your Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K. It's super portable. You just grab your paired controller. You're staying in a hotel room, you're staying with some friends, you're staying with some family. You can bring your entertainment with you, not just your shows, but your gaming as well. And that is awesome, because if you're like me and you grew up, lugging a Xbox around in your backpack everywhere you'd go, to your friend's house or whatever, it makes it so much easier, man. You could just grab the Fire TV stick. It is so fast. It has great connection, so you don't have to deal with all that lag. It is so convenient and easy to use. Head to Amazon.com/Fire TV Locked On to get started. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription and compatible controller required. Available on select devices, including Fire TV Stick 4K 2nd Gen, Fire TV Stick 4K Max 1st and 2nd Gen, and Fire TV Cube 3rd Gen. Welcome back to the Locked On Giants postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel, and today the Giants get another win over the Rockies. They now lead this series 2-1, and I'm looking for a third win tomorrow, man. I do not want to see the Giants tie the Rockies in this series. Splitting this series with the Rockies would not be a very good vibe heading into Chicago when the Giants go play the Cubbies. But I'm very excited about the way that Jordan Hicks pitched today. He was very, very good with that sweeper in today's game. He threw more sweepers than anything else, 38 sweepers. He also threw 36 sinkers. So it was pretty evenly split between those two, but still the sweeper was his dominant pitch today, a 42% whiff rate on that sweeper. He was really doing a lot of solid work with that, an average exit velo of 86.6 miles an hour. He was very, very good with that sweeper, which translates to, or which kind of reflects what he's been doing all season long with this splitter. His expected batting average on that pitch this season, just 143. So Hicks has been very, very, very good with that sweeper. His average whiff rate is 45% on that pitch. So again, very similar production today with that sweeper to what you've seen from him all season long. It's been his best pitch last year, at least in the beginning part of the season. That splitter was really the secret sauce to Jordan Hicks's success. But right now, that sweeper is so good, and the sinker has been getting hit pretty hard. Today, got hit hard again. But when he's mixing and matching and using his location well, which I thought he did pretty good today, you see the results. And I know that he did end up giving up three runs. He was in line for the loss when he came out of this game. But I think that he's starting to turn a corner a little bit. Again, his expected ERA on the season is 3.93. So, I mean, that does not reflect his 6.03 ERA that he has, does not reflect his expected ERA or what he should be, what his ERA, according to advanced metrics, really should be sitting around. And so Hicks has performed better than you might think, than the numbers suggest. And so today I thought reflected a little bit more of what he's actually been doing on the mound. He only walked 2 guys and he struck out 7. So I'm very excited about what we saw from Hicks today. He only gave up 3 hits. He was pretty good over those 5 innings of work. He did come back out for the 6th, but he could not get through it. When Hicks goes through an order for a 3rd time, this dates back to last year. He just doesn't seem to be able to get guys the same way that he does the first couple times through. So maybe that's something to watch out for. Maybe Bob Melvin just shouldn't let him go a 3rd time through the order right now. Maybe Hicks is just a 2-time through the order guy and then get him out of here. But I'm okay with that, man. If you can get 5 solid innings from Jordan Hicks, maybe 6 if he's really on one that day, I think that's solid. The way that this bullpen is pitching, I don't see why that would be a problem. If he can pitch just twice through the order and then turn it over to maybe you start to line up Hayden Birdsong for these Jordan Hicks days and kind of use him as like the piggyback strategy, have Birdsong throw 3 or so innings after Jordan Hicks. I don't think that's a bad strategy at all. And it gets Birdsong some work. It gets Hicks out of there before he starts to get damaged. And it's a good recipe because the Giants bullpen is very good. I am not worried about getting into that bullpen in the 6th inning, or maybe, at the latest with Jordan Hicks on the mound, maybe the 7th inning. But when Hicks goes at least 5, the Giants usually have a pretty solid record. We saw that all season last year. Whenever he went 5 innings, the Giants would win. So that's kind of been the trend this year as well. Randy Rodriguez did come in with a couple runners on base, could not work his way out of it without allowing them to score. He has been very, very good in those situations this year so far, but he has gotten touched up his last couple appearances for the Giants. But I'm not really worried about Randy either. His ERA is sitting at 1.23 on the season. Camilo Doval, by the way, another clean inning, another non-stressful inning, another tranquilo Camilo outing. And that is a very good sign for the Giants too, because when this guy is on, he is one of the most just electric pitchers in baseball. Just as Mike Krukow puts it on the broadcast, an effortless 100 miles an hour coming out of that arm. And I mean, he is so fun to watch when he's hitting his spots and when he's on. He's dominant. He's just got electric stuff. And one thing I've kind of been thinking about, that his demise kind of coincided with the same time that he started to get all those. You remember the light show that they had for him last year? And like with the fire on the scoreboard and all that kind of stuff. Doval does not strike me as a guy who like wants to get like ramped up. Like he doesn't need to get hyped up. He needs to stay calm and controlled. When those emotions get a little out of whack and heightened, that's when he seems to start to have some issues on the mound out there. So I don't want any light shows for my guy. I don't want any fire on the scoreboard for my guy. And like his new warm-up music that he's gone with this season as opposed to last year is much more like just it gives you the vibe of like just chilling out in the Campo in the Dominican Republic. And I can say that because I've actually done that plenty of times in my lifetime. Fun fact about Triple E, I've been down to the Dominican Republic almost every summer since I was 14 years old to go build houses down there. And it's way out in the country, not close to the cities. And that's kind of the environment that Doval grew up in too. And I very much so understand why he likes that more slower pace of life, because it reflects what life is out there. And so maybe he just needs to tap into his roots a little bit. Maybe he just needs to tap into that slower pace out there on the mound. We obviously know he's a guy who's had problems with the pitch clock in his career, but when he is just like locked in and mellow and just doing his thing out there, he's great. Like I just need him to like go full Happy Gilmore, go to his happy place where he's chilling out in the Dominican Republic, hanging out with his horse with the cowboy hat and everything. And he's fine. He is fine. No more light shows for my guy. No more fire on the scoreboard. No more hyped up entrance. Just let him go out there, do his thing, be the kind of unassuming guy, which is really funny because he just looks so physically imposing. He's a very, very tall guy, and he's very athletic and he's very, very strong. And you can just kind of tell all those things just by looking at him. But he doesn't want to get super hyped up. Hence the nickname we've all grown to know, Camilo, Tranquilo Camilo. And that's what he needs to be. He doesn't need to be hyped up, animated Doval who's going to try and come in and just shove 102 down your throat. I want to see him just doing his thing out there. So today he did that again. He has been very, very, very good so far this season. His ERA sitting at 1.72 and another clean inning from Doval. He also had a nice inning from Eric Miller, gave up a walk, but other than that, he was cruising. His ERA is below 1 for this season. And Ryan Walker, obviously, his ERA is a little inflated from that little rough patch that he had against the Angels. But he had a solid inning today as well. He had a strikeout, no base runners. The Giants cruising to a win, 6-3 over the Colorado Rockies. Before we get on out of here, we got to give out today's player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
In today's player of the game, Matt Chapman. We don't really need to explain too much about it. He one swing of the bat, 4 RBIs, a grand salami for Matt Chapman. And Chappie has been getting going at the dish. As I said, this is his second game with a home run, second consecutive game with a home run. Let's make it 3 in a row. Let's make it 3 for 3. Matt Chapman going up tomorrow. I really hope that he can really use this as a launch pad to get going for the future, because when he is rolling in the middle of this Giants order, really changes things. With Jung Hoo Lee in front of him, he's going to have a lot of opportunities for RBIs. So let's get Matt Chapman rolling. Let's get another win tomorrow, because I don't want to see the Rockies split this series with the Giants. I really don't. It's all the time that we got for you guys today. Thanks so much for tuning in on the Locked On Giants postcast. We'll be coming to you live tomorrow when the Giants finish up this series against the Rockies out there at Oracle Park. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Peace.